That last episode was about as exciting as it gets. We got routes working, and that's something I've been trying to figure out for 3 days. Uh, this one may get deleted later. I'll start showing you Beautifier. We're going to go ahead and install that. Okay, close. And I found that just in a extension manager under file. It took me a second to Google that, but that's nice to have. So, episode 7 should be where we're starting at. A little confusion this morning. You could almost skip episodes 1 through 4. I may delete those. The last episode 6 was pretty good. We finally got routes working. That might be the only thing worth keeping in the playlist. Now we're going to start with code samples in chapter 3. And I'm really, same thing. I may do 6 episodes that are the most boring, rambling nonsense for the next little bit, because up till here we've been installing Connect. So I think what we're going into next is Express, and I don't know if that layers on top of Connect or replaces Connect. We're about to find out. That's the exciting world of learning to learn. The code must go on, and we're going to read about it. So think of it like reading Rainbow for tech manuals. Our server's still running. We might as well. I'm just gonna leave it running. It's not worth changing it. What I'm trying to get back to is what we're reading, which is over here. This tab. You can close that one, I guess. Yeah, I'll just make this full screen. And meet the Connect module. I think we've gone through all this. It's just the end of chapter 2. I'm pretty sure. Summary. I just want my little red. I want my check mark. I probably already had it because I've been reading chapter 3. This is the one I haven't check marked yet. Yeah, we're gonna review down to their external middleware. So let's just keep reading. It's part of the job, folks. It's the biggest part of the job, actually. Just reading up tech documents all the time, just reading what's new, what's changed, what you gotta update, what's this technology tool, what's it do for you, how's it work. This is a nice little toolbox we've opened up. It's called Mean, and this is the glue. This is the one I've been overlooking. We've got a database, we've got a front end, we've got a back end. Express is the routes. Express pulls everything together. So let's read. This chapter will cover the proper way to build your first Express application. You'll begin by installing and configuring the Express module, and then learning about Express's main APIs. We'll discuss Express request, response, and application objects, and learn how to use them. Request response. We'll then cover the Express routing mechanism and learn how to properly use it. We'll also discuss the structure of the application folder and how you can utilize different structures for different project types. By the end of this chapter, you'll learn how to build a complete Express application. In this chapter, we'll cover the following topics: installing Express and creating a new Express application, organizing your project structure, configuring your Express application, using the Express routing mechanism, rendering embedded JavaScript views, acronym police. You can do a right click, search Google, and find out what that means. Somebody suggested effective JavaScript. I think that was just a play on words. Most searches seem to agree it's embedded JavaScript views. Serving static files, configuring an Express session. check mark. We've read that chapter. So that was the summary. Oh, yeah, okay, it's on screen. The link at the bottom for the book we're reading. This comes from Packet T Publishing, Web Development category, Mean Web Development, 2nd edition. So we're getting meaner, is all we're doing. And this is the E in mean, the Express. So I think we can skim over the introduction and then we'll go straight to install. And I think I've installed it already. I mean, I got down to here and I just felt like I needed to review some stuff. It wasn't making sense, but I think I can get now that I'm on review, I think I'll pace through this pretty quick. So let's just look at the introduction. You can read this on your own. I recommend you can either slow down the screen or go get the book. They give you a 1-month free trial, and that's like $30 a month after that. So really all it says here is this server.js file. Fine, I'll read it. To say that TJ Hollowaychuk is a productive developer would be a huge understatement. TJ's involvement in the Node.js community is almost unmatched by any other developer, and with more than 500 open source projects, he's responsible for some of the most popular frameworks in the JavaScript ecosystem. So if he's going to write all that, it's worth knowing his name. TJ Hollowaychuk. Thanks, dude. I don't know why you do it, but I'm glad you did. One of his greatest projects is the Express Web framework. The Express framework is a small set of common application features kept to a minimum in order to maintain the Node JavaScript style. It is built on top of Connect. It's built on top of it. Okay, that's a question I've had for a couple days, so I'm glad I read this. It is built on top of it. It's not just a replacement to it. But I think if you require Express, in that require, it's linked to another require that requires Connect, and I think Connect, if you open up the file, I'm willing to bet you would find that it also has a require, and that require links back to the HTTP. So these are all linked, connected, all Express references Connect, Connect references HTTP, HTTP references Node. It all goes down the chain to the server to get back to you. Thanks, TJ. So you go by? You got a nickname? I don't know if I'm saying that. Hollowaychuk. Hollowaychuk. Alright. It is built on top of Connect and makes use of its middleware architecture. Its features extend Connect to allow a variety of common web application use cases, such as the inclusion of modular HTML template engines, extending the response object to support various data format outputs, a routing system, that's all we got in, and much more. So far we have used a single file to create our application. However, when using, and we could name this file anything, when we're calling it node server, and then it's nice to put the JS on there, but it's not required. You could just say node server, and I've tried to do that both ways in the past. It seems to work just fine. It's the way it looks things up. If it's local, it'll stop there, and if it needs to go higher, it'll go to the file, and that's the file extension, so that knows what it's looking for. When I say local, it'll look in the file that it's in first, I guess. So far we have used a single server or JavaScript file to create our application. However, when using Express, you'll learn more about better project structure, properly configuring your application, and breaking your application logic into different modules. You'll also learn how to use the embedded JavaScript template engine, manage sessions. Sessions is like your cookies. A lot of people turn off their cookies or try to block their cookies. It's just a way to keep state in the browser, manage sessions. It's like this time period that you were logged into the event loop, the session that your browser was looking at, that loading that web page and looking at that web page. And add a routing scheme. It's the mapping. That's what we did last time. We added in the scheme, we added a backslash. By the end of this section, you'll have a working application skeleton that you'll use for the rest of the book. Let's begin the journey of creating your first Express application. Orange check mark. Bedtime stories for woke children. Alright, installing Express. Up until now, we used Node Package module to directly install external modules for our Node application. You could, of course, use this approach and install Express by typing the following command. I think we have. Maybe we haven't. Node Package Manager install Express. Let's just put that in and see what happens. However, let's not. Directly installing modules isn't really scalable. Think about it for a bit. You're going to use many Node modules in your application, transfer it between working environments, and probably share it with other developers. So installing the project modules this way will soon become a dreadful task. Instead, you should start using the package.json file, which organizes your project metadata and helps you manage your application dependencies. Begin by creating a new folder and a new package.json file inside it, which contains the following code snippet. And I tried to do this the first time. This is where I started the video series, but apparently I got something wrong. So we're just going there on review to get back to where the house landed on the witch. We're walking the yellow brick road backwards a little bit. So this is the server we had running. Let's get out of that. That was a control C. Okay. And let's get out of that too. Let's do because I'm going to delete that. But I don't want to delete it while I'm in it. Going to chapter, actually, yeah, we can do that. We can go to chapter 3. We'll up arrow to get through our last commands. But we're going to take this all the way back. Remember what I said? That URL is just where you're at. That's where we're at now. Chapter 3. Let's go up. Go up. That's not. It's the top. Chapter 2 I want to delete since we're out of it. So we're in chapter 3 now. Inside chapter 3, should be on this one. So server is the file we kept running in chapter 2. Let's look what's going on in there first. And then package. Okay, so let's go in. I could do the manual install on 3. Let's not do that yet. And I don't really want to do it from here, do they? Let's go in. Since we closed our server, this shouldn't work anymore. I never started my timer. All the way up. 13, let's go another 10. That's about right. Okay. Yeah, so that server's dead. These are the notes we've been compiling. It's just a local file. Instead of local host, I'm going to a local file. Local HTML file. And episode 7, is that fresh? Thought we were on chapter 3. Thought I put that in the notes already. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna be time to make some breakfast soon. Just heard it. Why doesn't that say chapter 3? Give you an idea, I'm really running on the, my server's on a slow system. I'm not using it. The Windows 10 I'm on would be much better. Chapter 3. I'm looking at something upside down. I should say Chapter 3, Episode 6. That alone is a... I'll have to splice those two together. I'm off by an episode. Sorry, guys. This isn't the kind of stuff I want to record, but it is part of the process. Did I not save it? Looks unsaved. I bet that's it. It's just in the cache. It's not an open. It's not as... Even in there, even... I added the Beautify, but I don't think I ever saved the update. Let's try it now. I bet that was the difference. It's always the little things that get you. But yeah, my bigger point was that we're not running a fast server. This is local. It's not like it's bogging down on actually it might, well, yeah, I'm going through the home router. It's the only place it could bottleneck, but still, it should have enough to bounce from one system, from my system to that one. Oh, I'm not going down far enough. I was looking at okay, this is episode 7, chapter 3. Okay, so I don't know if I saved it or not. Maybe I just didn't scroll down. Either way, we're up to date. Alright, I didn't mean for that to take so long. I just wanted to close that really. But it threw me off that it wasn't saying what I'd expected it to say. Okay, I'll get back on my train of thought. So I deleted chapter 2. We're looking at chapter 3. And I really want to look at it in here. Yeah, we can close this one. I don't want to close it. I just want to get to a different file. I want to get to 2.6. We can close all of these. Server. Don't save. I can delete those. Alright. This one's just notes. Can we pull it to the other pane, I wonder? Nice, it's over there now. Okay, so what I really want to do is stay in the left pane and open chapter 3. Go up one more. There. Okay, chapter 3. 1. So we just got 2 files in here. Server and package. Let's look at server first. Okay, load the Express module. Constant Express requires Express. Constant app equals Express. So it's not calling connect, but Express is linking to connect. And then app use starts our routing. So if we go to just the local host, we'll get a hello world instead of can't get, maybe. I think it just gave us a default of can't get last time. It fed us the console log, and the console log was saying can't get. Or it was just saying get, maybe. I don't know, it was logging something. It was showing a response. Use the Express application instance to listen to the 3000 port. Select server running. Log the server status to the console, so that'll feed us our get. It'll say it's running and then bounce our gets. No, console log. Not yet. It's referencing, okay. And then module exports app. so that's our server. Let's put that over here on the right pane again. It's on top of our notes. Let's go back to the left pane if we can. Might have to get a file first. Let's open. The other one was package.json. Let's pull it over here to the left. Oh, well, that's all it is. Dependencies express. Okay. So it was saying we could install this manually. If that's all it is, I'm going to put it off to the right. So let's focus on here. It's requiring, does it load that in here somewhere? Where does it know to get the package.json? I think Node just knows by default to look for the package.json. Or something in Connect knows to look for the package.json. Maybe that was the point. If more advanced guys are watching this and they realize I'm not understanding something, feel free to explain it in the comments or give me some feedback. Like, dude, I see you're trying, but you got this wrong. That's partly what this is about. It's what convinced me to go live with it. It's just code behind a glass screen, basically. Just trying to figure this out as we go. So the code must go on. Express. App use. Okay, there's the hello world. App listen. Should I just run this and see what we got going on in chapter 3 now? I mean, we've read it. What else can we do besides try it out? So we're going to go back to our command prompt. We're in chapter 3. How we've been running things is just, we're going to up arrow back to some commands we've been using. There's a node server. And just going to make it wider at all. Full screen. Huh. I guess it only goes so wide. Node server. Just to show you the difference. There is no difference. We'll add .js. And now it's running that. Error cannot find module. Server JS. Node server. Let's try taking the J. Maybe it doesn't make a difference. Let's try node server. Error cannot find module. Is that the one I deleted? Second edition, chapter 3. Server. Should be right there. Maybe because it's already open. Does that affect it? It's just reading a copy of it, right? I don't want to be in that one anyways. I want to be in this one. So I didn't. It's either on a node level or where we at? Okay, I think I know what I did here. I'm just in the wrong directory. The directory that it's trying to run in isn't where I'm meant to be, which doesn't have some of the underlying stuff installed. And I don't know if it's probably got Node at that point, but I don't think it has the connect layer. What we're trying to get into is to here. Here. Okay, change directory space. No, change directory space. Paste in the path we just copied. And the difference you'll see is users TurtleWolf desktop. Users TurtleWolf desktop. Then I've got the name of the book, which is this one, but I'm trying to run in this one, so it forks there to chapter 3. Okay, now let's go back and try running Node server.js. Server running. Okay, that was the difference. And we're at 25 minutes, so I'll break it there.